there at this point, and we're seeing it mainly moving through Jackson County and then into Wayne County. You can see that little area of rain from Livonia to Dearborn Heights, edging into the downtown area west of the Grosse Pointes. Temperatures right now, we're at 58 degrees downtown Troy. You're at 56, 57 degrees in Ann Arbor. So temperatures starting cooler than yesterday, 54 degrees in Howell. As we go through the day today, we are going to notice maybe an isolated shower this morning, but dry for the afternoon. Our temperatures running in the low 60s in the morning, a high of 72 today. We're talking about 80s returning quickly as early as tomorrow in your 7-day.
All right, I do want to remind you that we have the I-75 overnight construction work still happening every evening from 10 at night until 5 in the morning. We're going to have 2 lanes closed. Now, this is 75 southbound between 696 and 8 Mile. This is also the spot where we have the single lane closures around the clock. So we'll still have that 1 lane closed once this project wraps up, but only 1 lane open when we're seeing those overnight hours on the southbound side of 75. A look outside, we're accident free, so we're looking good. It's 275 and 7 Mile. You can see everything here is moving along just fine.
All right, thank you very much, Anne Marie. Well, a wild deer photobombed a Michigan couple's wedding photos, making their big day even more memorable.
If you have not seen this, you need to get closer to your TV. It happened during the couple's wedding reception near Saugatuck Dunes State Park, not far from Holland, and we're told that the newlyweds had just walked to the edge of the field there with their wedding photographer when this deer just walked up and began chomping on the bride's bouquet. The couple eventually surrendered that bouquet to the animal, and they say they later returned to the scene to find that the deer had eaten all but one of the roses, and so the bride kept that single rose. They were making jokes about, oh, the bachelor or the final rose and all that stuff. So.
Well, the deer was like, you done with those?
Right.
You are already married, right? So
yeah.
You don't need those anymore. All right, time now is 5:26, and in the next 30 minutes, we're updating you with stories from Inkster, Detroit, and Pontiac.
That's where a backpack giveaway will happen tonight. 2 students have to thank for the donations.
Plus, a wolf on the move after being airlifted to a new home. Why park rangers hope resettling dozens more to the island will actually help out. You're watching 7 Action News this morning.
taking action for you. You're watching 7 Action News this morning.
Now at 5:30, a 13-year-old shot a 3-year-old in the room when it happened. So what exactly went down? We'll tell you what police are looking at now.
Plus, 4 people are missing after a cargo ship capsized and burst into flames off the Georgia coast. The complications that are preventing rescuers from continuing the search.
And another blow to Wild Bill's Tobacco. The expansion just blocked by the state that could hurt business.
Lots to get to on this Monday morning, September the 9th. So glad you're waking up with us. I'm Alicia Smith.
And
alongside.
I'm sorry. There you go. I stepped all.
Not at
it's
all.
It's Monday. I'm ready to get after it. Sorry. A little
Keenan,
aggressive.
Anne-Marie, and Hallie.
Right.
All right. Well, if you're ready to get after it too, we need to get you out the door with a check of both weather and traffic. Right now, though, some of the roads are wet.
Yeah, a few of those, a few spotty showers, get the wipers occasionally. I don't think it's going to be a huge deal. But I think the bigger story is going to be the fact that it's going to feel like fall today, and we are going to flip the switch into full summer mode by tomorrow. So just something that you can look forward to if you like the summer heat. You may have to put the AC, I think, back on as well. But not today. We're looking at a few of these showers from time to time. You can see a few moving through Jackson right now, so Jackson County sliding into Washtenaw shortly, Dearborn Heights, Redford to the downtown area. Another little area of rain, maybe a sprinkle between Northville and Farmington Hills. Other than that, it's dry and cool. It's 52 degrees in Port Huron, 58 downtown. The warmer spot, Monroe, you're at 59 degrees. So planning your day, a jacket for the morning. Probably won't need it for the afternoon with our temperatures anywhere from the upper 60s to low 70s. But again, it's the big summer heat that's back on. I'll talk about that and the storms that come along with it coming up.
All right, wanted to give you an update on Friday and over the weekend. We had this closure downtown. If you're headed on Gratiot at Russell, all of the lanes were closed. They're back open now, so no need for that alternate route. Things are moving along just fine here. Take a look outside with your 7 First Alert traffic camera. This is 275 and 7 Mile. Everything here is moving along just fine, and we are starting our morning off accident-free.
Thank you very much, Anne-Marie. 5:32. A Detroit teen is in the hospital after a gun went off in his family's basement.
And police are now looking into how this all happened and whether anyone will be charged.
7 Action News reporter Matthew Smith joining us live. And Matthew, what exactly are police looking at right now?
So Child Protective Services is now involved. So the question becomes, will child abuse charges come as a result of this tragedy, this horrible incident with a 13-year-old being shot? We do know that this happened inside a home on Detroit's west side near Outer Drive in Avon. This ends with a 13-year-old shot. Apparently that teen and his 3-year-old brother playing with a gun when it went off and hit the 13-year-old. What we don't know right now, who was actually playing with the gun when it went off. Again, police are now looking into all of this. The only good news that we can glean from this, at this point in time, it appears the 13-year-old will make a full recovery. Live this morning, I'm Matthew Smith, 7 Action News.
All right, thank you very much, Matthew. We want to get you caught up on our top stories of the day right now. A preliminary hearing will be held today for Floyd Galloway Jr. He's accused in the murder of Danielle Stislicki. Stislicki disappeared back in December of 2016 while leaving her job at MetLife in Southfield, where Galloway worked as a security guard. Stislicki's body has never been found, but Michigan's Attorney General says Farmington Hills Police and other investigators do have enough evidence to prosecute Galloway.
It is sentencing day for a man who confessed to firebombing an apartment building in Detroit. James Bishop Kraft III committed the crime in a jealous rage. Police say a 16-year-old girl inside one of the apartments had third-degree burns on 60% of her body. 5 others were treated for smoke inhalation.
Well, a desperate search is underway right now for Wilberth De Leon from Rochester Hills. He hasn't been seen or heard from since Thursday. His wife says he normally takes a walk near their apartment, but that he left without his wallet, passport, or cigarettes. She believes he could be in danger. If you have seen him, you're asked to contact Rochester Hills Police.
A search is also underway for Renata Kendall from Detroit. We're told that she walked away from a home on Sheridan Friday following an argument and has not been seen since. The 34-year-old is said to be in good physical condition but does suffer from a mental illness. And if you've seen Renata Kendall, please give Detroit Police a call.
Well, a traffic stop took an unexpected turn this weekend in Inkster. State police said they pulled over a driver because the car's headlights weren't on. Or during that traffic stop, troopers say they found a stolen semi-automatic handgun on the driver's floorboard, and that gun was loaded. Police say the person riding in the passenger seat was carrying a bag of crack cocaine, the one you see right there. Both the passenger and the driver were taken into custody.
Well, a wolf found in Michigan has a new home in Isle Royale National Park. The National Park Service flew the 70-pound male wolf to that island in Lake Superior last week, and it joined the 14 other wolves already on that island. The Park Service says that it's a plan to help control the island's moose population. Rangers say that they hope to bring as many as 30 new wolves to that island. This is the second year for the relocation project.
The time now is 5:35, honoring service members and first responders by walking a few miles in their shoes.
Hundreds of people were part of a Patriot Ruck just days before we marked the 18th anniversary of 9/11. This walk paid tribute to those who put their lives on the line, keeping us safe. People walked with weighted rucksacks on their backs Sunday in downtown Detroit. Organizers say that the bags are similar to those worn by service members and the weight similar to what's carried by first responders.
Not only is it important just to recognize, our first responders and the veterans, but also to bring people together. You see people from just every branch of the military as well as the community here.
The Patriot Ruck benefited the Wins for Warriors Foundation, started by former Detroit Tiger Justin Verlander, to help veterans, first responders, and their families. Well, students in Pontiac will be going back to class to see what they need for the new school year.
Yeah, backpacks filled with supplies will be presented to the school board tonight. This comes after a donation drive by State Representative Brenda Carter to present the backpacks filled with things like pencils and notebooks at tonight's school board meeting in Pontiac. That's at 6 o'clock at the administration building on Woodward Avenue. All right, time now is 5:36. Sobering statistics. Millions of senior citizens in America are going hungry. The federal initiative up for renewal that will put meals back on the table.
Plus, capsized cargo ship, the hectic search for crew members missing, and a huge vessel after it managed to roll over.
And we are looking at the possibility of a few showers this morning. Most areas staying pretty dry, but it is a cool start for the kids headed to school this morning. In Utica today, you probably want that light jacket for the morning. By the afternoon, those temperatures right around 70 degrees. We're talking more about the storms and the heat later this week coming up in your full forecast.
And we'll take a look at I-96 and Evergreen Express and local lanes moving along just fine. We did just get one crash at Mountain 14, so we'll take a closer look at that in just a bit. You're watching 7 Action News this morning.
4 people are missing off the coast of Georgia after a cargo ship capsized and then caught fire inside.
20 people were rescued, but as ABC's Inez de la Catara reports, the ship is not stable enough for the search to continue.
4 crew members still missing at sea in the St. Simons Sound after their massive cargo ship nearly capsized.
I just want to confirm that this is the vessel Golden Ray, the cargo ship that capsized. There's no way to get on board the vessel.
Officials say just after it departed port around 2 a.m. on Sunday, the Golden Ray made a turn and toppled over, then burst into flames.
As smoke and flames began to appear, our crews, along with the Glenn County Heavy Rescue Team, assessed that the situation was too risky to further go inside the vessel.
The Coast Guard deploying helicopters and boats to try and rescue the 24 people on board. Dramatic video shows them lifting a crew member to safety in the dead of night.
All vessels are requested to keep a sharp lookout as soon as possible.
20 people were safely evacuated before rescuers decided the fire made it too risky to keep going. Authorities are now intensely working on stabilizing the leaning vessel so they can continue rescue operations.
We brought in a team of experts to start looking at how we can affect the rescue, but also do it safely while keeping a mindful eye to the safety of the rescuers and responders to make sure that we don't make the problem worse.
Officials say the 4 missing crew members were on watch in the engine room when the incident happened.
We're doing everything we can to try and get those last 4 members off.
Coast Guard officials are telling CNN they're also looking into whether it might be safer to right the vessel to rescue those missing crew members. They still don't know what caused the fire. Inez de la Catara, ABC News, Washington.
Well, the death toll from Hurricane Dorian continues to rise in the Bahamas. This morning, leaders there say at least 45 people are dead, with hundreds more still missing, and they expect that number killed to continue to climb. And it wasn't just people that were impacted. An animal shelter in Freeport in the Bahamas lost more than 200 dogs and 50 cats in the floodwaters.
And since we didn't flood in the other storms, we really felt we might get some water, but we had no idea we would get the flood that we did.
Rescue teams have been digging through debris fields searching for more survivors, but that rubble is slowing down their efforts. In the worst hit areas, relief teams are delivering aid to 70,000 people left homeless by Dorian. And a lot of families are leaving their storm-ravaged homes for safer places to stay. And this morning we're learning that all 46 members of Michigan's Task Force 1 who responded to the hurricane have come home. Crews from fire departments across Michigan were in Florida and North Carolina for the past week. They worked alongside emergency teams responding to disaster areas and helping families stay safe.
5:43 is the time now. New this morning, seniors across the U.S. need more access to food.
And that's according to the group Feeding America. The organization says around 5.5 million people aged 60 and over don't have consistent access to food. And that number is only expected to grow as baby boomers age. Experts say the hard problem is to tackle this because a lot of adults are homebound and isolated. The Meals on Wheels program is now delivering 21 million fewer meals than it did back in 2005 because of increased costs and a lack of funding.
If they're not getting the nutritional services they need, many of them are isolated. 59% of home delivered meal recipients live by themselves. Often the only person they see is the Meals on Wheels driver who's bringing them their food, that only human contact.
And that contact is so vital. Now, seniors who aren't getting the nutrition they need are at greater risk for falls. The Older Americans Act provides money for home delivered and group meals. It's up for renewal in Congress this year.
A drug dealer is being charged in connection with the death of singer Mac Miller. The DEA charged Cameron Petit with selling Miller counterfeit oxycodone pills that were believed to be laced with fentanyl. Drug Policy Alliance says that charging drug dealers has not been common in the past, but it's happening more recently. At least 20 states have drug-induced homicide laws that carry the same sentences as murder and manslaughter. But there is a debate about how effective these laws are.
We know that what is needed to address the overdose crisis is not going to be more criminalization of people who use drugs, people who sell drugs. We've had war on drug policies for several decades, and we know that is ineffective when it comes to preventing overdose deaths.
The Drug Policy Alliance says efforts should be focused more on how to prevent drug-related deaths without criminalizing those who use drugs.
Well, the state of Michigan is saying no to Michigan's largest tobacco retailer's hopes to enter Michigan's marijuana dispensary market. Regulators have denied the application submitted by Wild Bill's Tobacco. The Troy-based company has more than 100 shops in Michigan and Ohio. This is the second blow to the company in recent days. Earlier this week, Governor Whitmer banned the sale of flavored e-cigarettes, which generate a significant portion of the company's profits.
Well, major cell phone companies being sued by the largest city in the U.S. T-Mobile's being accused of dishonesty toward its customers in a lawsuit filed last week in New York City. Investigators say that T-Mobile sold used phones but told customers they were new. The company is also accused of enrolling customers in expensive plans without their permission and lying about its refund policy. T-Mobile says it is taking the allegations very seriously but is not commenting on specifics.
Well, Apple is unveiling a new line of products tomorrow during the company's annual event. We're going to get our first look at the new iPhone 11. Experts say not to expect many differences from the most recent model of the iPhone 10. Industry experts say the Apple Watch, iPad, MacBook, and Apple TV are all expected to get updates.
5:47 is the time now on this Monday morning as we take a look at the forecast for all you kids who are about to roll out of bed and make it to the bus stop. This is Mount Clemens. Not so bad right now. Cooler weekend. Many people might be wondering if we're going to have a warm up here mid-September.
Yeah, you know, the question is we're in September, but is the summer-like weather gone? And I think a lot of folks are hoping it's not.
It is not at all. Today's going to be a little cool, but then by tomorrow, the warmest we've seen in almost 3 weeks. So yeah, so we are going to go right back well into the 80s tomorrow. Today, though, if you still like to hold on to maybe a little bit of that fall feel, we have that certainly this morning. A few sprinkles out there, a brief light rain shower in just a couple of spots. We're seeing one just isolated light rain shower over Middle Belt. It's kind of moving along 10 Mile towards Southfield right now. Lathrop Village, Oak Park, you're going to get a few of those sprinkles or a light rain shower. A little more concentrated from Dearborn downtown to Hamtramck, going to move into the Grosse Pointes, especially Grosse Pointe Park and Farms as it slides off to the east, and then also Windsor, you're going to get some of that rain too. Very light, so that's good news for the morning drive. Now temperatures are cool, ranging from 50 to almost 60 degrees, but 56 in Southfield, Redford at 54, Wyandotte, you're in the mid 50s, but you're finding those cooler temperatures north like Lake Orion, Romeo, 51 degrees for you and 52 Port Huron. So temperatures, especially through the thumb, about 5 degrees cooler than yesterday morning. High pressure really building in, trying to keep things dry for the rest of the day. We get a few of these sprinkles or a light rain shower this morning and then dry for the afternoon. The warm front back to the west is the key for us, again, to see those real warm temperatures. So we roll through time here and we're going to combine the futurecast with temperatures. We go into the afternoon hours and our temperatures ranging anywhere from the upper 60s to low 70s for highs today. So running below average, but still comfortable. We should see at least some sunshine, a partly sunny sky, and then we'll go back and forth with some cloud covered dry weather tomorrow morning with our temperatures not quite as cool tomorrow in the low 60s. And then tomorrow early afternoon, notice how an isolated shower wants to scoot in here off of the warm front. Going to keep it dry for now, but just heads up, may have to add an isolated shower to tomorrow, but for right now dry. Look what happens by the afternoon. Our temperatures tomorrow, if you're not near the lakeshore or at least near the water and you're inland, your temperatures tomorrow at least into the mid, if not upper 80s. You factor in humidity tomorrow and it's going to feel closer to 90 degrees. So there it is. Definitely that late summer heat is back. Temperature today 72 for a high, and then there is our temperature for tonight down into the low 60s as I mentioned. 87 degrees tomorrow, upper 80s on Wednesday, and then Wednesday and Thursday, yeah, we could go with a few scattered showers and storms, especially during the peak heating of the day. The cold front on Friday may bring some stronger storms, something we'll watch for the end of the week. Well, we're looking for classes across Metro Detroit to record a quick video saying good morning to our viewers. Just share your videos on social media using hashtag Kevin's Classroom. Always look forward to those.
Yeah, definitely. The kids are looking forward to seeing Kev again in the classroom this year. Right now, let's talk about what's happening in Warren because we do have a lane blocked because of a crash here, and police were responding to what were reports of an injury crash, Mound southbound at 14 miles. So again, that's through Warren this morning. We're seeing delays both on southbound Mound and 14 because of this crash. We'll take a look outside together with your 7 first alert traffic camera. Here's what's happening. 275 and 8 Mile. The rest of the area is actually accident free, so we're looking quite good here. You can see nothing to worry about. Maybe some wet conditions throughout the area. They don't seem to be playing a huge role in the traffic flow, so good news there. Hey, a lot of you filling up on Monday morning as you make your way around Metro Detroit, and gas prices are up a bit at the pump. According to AAA, Metro Detroit's current average is $2.72, just a penny more than last week. Statewide, the average is $2.66, which is up 5 cents from just last week.
All right, thank you very much, Anne-Marie. Well, get ready to challenge your brain with a puzzle.
That's because today is International Sudoku Day. You have to be good with numbers, math, and logic. The game requires you to fill each row, column, and a 3x3 grid with all of the digits from 1 to 9. So you can see why September 9th, or 9/9, was chosen as International Sudoku Day.
All right, so grab a book, get a little quiet time, and get going. Our time now is 5:51. Pennywise is back. It, Chapter 2, scared up some big numbers during its opening weekend, but was it able to beat earnings of its predecessor? We'll let you know.
Plus, a new fix for iPhone users who don't want photos to automatically load when they open an email. You're watching 7 Action News this morning.
In today's Tech Bites, Google is helping protect you from some things you're sent.
A new Gmail setting for iPhone users lets you stop images from automatically loading when you open an email. It also blocks email tracking from spammers. If something suspicious is detected, Gmail won't show you the image. A sign of the musical times, vinyl records will soon be outselling CDs.
Vinyl has enjoyed a renaissance in recent years at the same time as CD sales have been slowing. If current sales trends continue, vinyl will overtake CDs for the first time since 1986. And remember when we all used to listen to music with a Sony Walkman, Janae?
The iconic device came out 4 decades ago, and Sony is releasing a new 40th anniversary Walkman that won't play cassettes. Users will download and stream their music. No official release date yet here in the U.S. Those are your Tech Bites.
Hope you had a great weekend. Monday morning today, getting a jump start on your day. Not too bad. We have a few showers out there right now, and most of it winding down as it's heading east. So you may find a spot with a shower or two through Washtenaw County, but more concentrated in the downtown area up through the southern Grosse Pointe. So Grosse Pointe Park, Grosse Pointe Farms, a few showers, but it's heading over into Windsor right now. So temperatures right now are in the 50s. We're on our way to mid 60s by noon. So you get the picture. It's a little cool today, but that big warm up we've been talking about is on the way. Believe it or not, feeling like 90 as early as tomorrow.
All right, here's what's happening on Mound southbound at 14 Mile. We do have a crash, and we're seeing Mound a bit slower and 14 if you're headed in Warren right now. Our newest issue comes to us on the Davison westbound ramp to 96 westbound. So we do still see it passable as you head out this morning, but on the way there, you're going to see some flashing lights and one car crash with a disabled vehicle, essentially. Take a look. I have a camera in that area. You can't see this ramp where we have that crash or the flashing lights, so I'll work to get that for you. But for the most part, the road's still moving along just fine.
Thank you very much, Anne-Marie. 5:57 is the time now. It Chapter 2, a big hit at the box office.
But it fell short of the record opening of its predecessor.
We didn't stop it.
Pennywise.
The clown.
All right, I'm already creeped out. The sequel stars Jessica Chastain, James McAvoy, Bill Hader, and Isaiah Mustafa as the adult versions of the kids who took on Pennywise over a quarter century before. The 3-hour movie raked in a robust $91 million domestically and $185 million worldwide in its opening weekend. That's the second best horror movie opening ever.
Well, you know, I didn't see the first one, so
no, I didn't see. I'm not a huge horror movie fan, so yeah, I didn't go check that out. But if I were going to see a horror movie, that's probably what I'd go.
Enough scary things
in
real life.
Yeah, Jessica Chastain was saying it was the
like
most fake blood she'd ever been around.
I can imagine.
Yeah. All right. Good morning, everybody. 5:58 is the time now. Coming up at 6 o'clock, the difference between getting an estimate and signing a contract.
What you need to know before you get work done at your house next time, so you don't waste your money.
And a Rochester Hills man disappears without a trace, left behind his wallet, his passport, even his work visa. So what happened to him? Coming up, we'll let you know what police are doing to try to figure it out. You're watching 7 Action News this morning.
Taking action for you. 7 Action News starts right now.